All right, all right. Hey, welcome to another episode of the Bottom Line Sports Talk. Tuesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays, and sometimes Mondays, but we're doing it on Monday because right now this is an opportune time that we could do that for on Mondays. So, how you guys doing? I hope you guys are safe during the winter storm. Hope you have plenty of food and water. Hope you are safe and warm. And we're gonna just get right into sports talk. We saw some exciting games over the past weekend with the New England Patriots and then the Denver uh, Broncos. And we'll start with that game first. And I just think that in that game, I watched that game, and that game was pretty intense. I watched both of them technically, even the Rams and the Seahawks. And at the same time, I was uh, contemplating who's going to win the Patriots and the Broncos game. And at the same time, I thought like, wow, I really picked the Broncos to really do something in that game. But guess what? They didn't. The weather beat them. I don't even think that New England did what they had to do, but the weather had stopped the Broncos is not really because of they was unprepared. The Broncos was a well-oiled machine. The Broncos got the talent, they got the defense. And the first time I'm speaking about the Broncos because I really can't stand the Broncos because they went against Carolina Panthers in Super Bowl with Cam Newton. Anyway, at the same time, I was hoping that the Broncos were going to do something without Bo Nix. I picked the AFC Championship game correctly because I saw I didn't technically I was wrong a few things. I picked the Chargers to beat the Pats when their first wild card game, and but did I did say that an exciting matchup would be the Broncos and the Pats in the AFC Championship game. That came to fruition. However, without Bo Nix, the Broncos is a totally different team. And we saw that yesterday. Not, putting anything or throwing any shade at the coach or at the scheme or preparation. It was just one of those games that, hey, man, it just didn't go your way. And then your backup, Statham, man, I'm not saying he's terrible. I'm just going to say he wasn't the guy that you should have used for backing up Bo Nix. And it's kind of heartbreaking. Bo Nix, all the labor and with the team, the chemistry with that team that they did all season long to get to the AFC Championship game and lose the way they lost. It wasn't just being unprepared. The quarterback, Statham, man, he was not prepared at all, man. We saw that. He didn't take no risk. He didn't seem like there was an urgency for him to just jump in. Hey, man, let's go to the Super Bowl. I mean, I'm to a point right now that if the Super Bowl is not where you want to go, then I don't understand why you're here. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So I'm just saying, I'm a type of person about championship pedigree, championship teams, chemistry, defense, defense. Defense win championships. That's I believe in that. Running game opens the passing game. I believe in that. And I believe in a well organized and strategic game. Sometimes I like defensive struggles back and forth. I like certain games that's close like that. I don't like all games that's close like that, but 10-7. However, the weather was a big factor. I know it was cold. It's cold here in Texas. It's real cold here. So all the ice that was on the roads and the house and the yards and on the cars, I know in that stadium in Mile High, I know where the Broncos, where they played at home, it was freezing weather. And it was freezing. People were shivering. They were trying to scream to stay warm. That's what it looks like. However, the beginning of the game, field condition was great. And then as the course of the game went, the field conditions started deteriorating. And I was like, wow, man, that's sad. And then with the play of the offensive line, the defense kept them in the game. And I'm not going to blame the team. I'm not blaming the whole team. Sean Payton, he knew better. He knew better. He should have kicked that field goal when he had a chance and tied the game up. And the way the game was going, it was going to lead to overtime anyway because the wind chill, the wind factor, the wind period was a factor. They couldn't really throw the ball the way they wanted to. They threw it in the middle of the field, but they couldn't throw it all the way down, downtown and Julie Brown. They couldn't get that down, Pat. Big bomb plays. They couldn't do that because the wind, the snow, and then the New England uniform was all white with red and blue and silver, and so the snow coming down. It's hard to see who you're throwing to. It's like you're throwing to the ground because their uniforms are matched and camouflage with the ground so much with all that snow. However, I do think that with I'm not saying it's luck that New England got there because New England was great all season long. They've been a powerhouse team. New England always. I didn't see them going to the Super Bowl. I did pick them to go to AFC Championship game because I did not see them get no. I didn't see them get no beyond the first round. I just wanted to see if they did get beyond the first round that they deserve to go to the AFC Championship game the way they playing because they got a defense. However, sorry, with that defense, you know, it showed up even in the snow. And both teams are winter teams. Both teams are winter teams, and to play in that kind of condition in extreme condition, I think both teams, each team had the advantage. They both play in cold weather. Denver definitely had advantage because they in the mountains, and so the air pressure, the sea level, what it was on, and the thin air, you thought Denver would have the edge. But I think if Bo Nix was playing, Denver would have won that game. I think Denver would have won that game. Hands down, Patriots wouldn't have won that game. It would have been still a competitive game. But overall, I think Bo Nix was healthy. He didn't break his foot, quote unquote. A hint. I really do think that the Broncos would have won that game, and with Bo Nix. But with Statham, no, no, I did not see them going no further than what they going to the house. Because when we got the news that Bo Nix broke his foot, fractured his foot, and then the Satan was coming in, automatically right now I know Vegas and the points, the spread went from yay to pooh, and the way he played, and but I can't completely blame it on him because he looks unprepared. He didn't haven't played I think since 2022 if I'm wrong. He haven't started a game in about 4 years, going on 4 years. And so to go out there trying to win an AFC championship game and they talking the Nick Foles story, how he stepped in and won, the Super Bowl for the Eagles at the time when the quarterback went down, Carson Wentz and stuff like that. I That wasn't that type of story this time around. The Broncos is in Cancun with everybody else. Little ongoing joke. You're going to Cancun. Broncos is at the house. They're at the house sipping cocoa right now because they did not come to play. There was no urgency with them. The offensive line, even the quarterback, the defense kept them in the game, and the snow pretty much kept them in the game. The New England just Mike Verbo just said, "Hey, just run the ball the whole time. Let's run the ball the whole time." Just run the whole ball. Just run the ball. That's all. That's all they did is run the ball. And once they ran the ball, man, it was game over right then and there. It was game over. And they just ran the ball. Got no further than that. I know it was cold the way they was playing. I know the way it was hitting. It was cold. And so I think the winter elements beat the Broncos. Help New England beat them, and I'm not taking that back. I think the weather was a big factor for the Broncos, and it hurt them. It hurt them badly because you didn't have a tenacious quarterback that took the reins and just ran with it. He didn't just he wasn't bold. Yes, yesterday he wasn't bold. There was no sense of urgency in him. He just smiled when he turned the ball over. He smiled when he fumbled. He just smiled and thinking, okay, yeah, 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 okay. Next, no, 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 you hurt your team. And then as the weather was progressing and got worse and worse and worse, Broncos couldn't even move the ball, and when the New England punt the ball, that's the only reason they got good field position because of the weather, man. Even if the punting, because the ball couldn't be kicked that further than it was being kicked, and then the snow was covering the ground. This could have been a classic if they had a game plan for the snow, but both teams didn't. Only thing the Patriots did just ran the clock out. Now that was smart. That was strategic. to teach you football, and it worked. It worked. They ran the clock out. Broncos used all their timeouts. They challenged some things they should have never challenged, and there was some calls which I'm gonna get to the officiating in right. On matter of fact, let's get to that right now. There was a lot of missed calls in this game too. Before the snow heavily fell down, holding. They called the false starts, but there was some good pass interference was going on as well. There was holding on the offensive line, holding on the defensive line. There was a lot of encouragements, and going on the defensive line. They didn't call these plays, and so when you have, I know those that watched the game was there. Those that could see the game, we were on TV, barely what we could see. The thing is, there's a lot of missed calls, but I guess people gonna say they let them play. No, they didn't let them play. There was some help. They had some help. The officials have to get better at calling. See, one thing I hated, just like with the is old news now, but how Josh Allen lost his game, but there was a holding, on the Bills before he threw that ball to Cooks and before that play of the interception. Then he called that play. It could have been a safety game over anyway, but they didn't call that, and then they called the other one. And then Chicago game, same kind of play. Chicago got the ball interception. They never gave it to him. Plays like that could have benefited or changed the game for the team. Not saying they would have helped Chicago to be where they at, but because as you saw the Rams as they progressed from Carolina, barely beating Carolina, by the way, and then getting Chicago, barely beating them. And the thing is, they just got away with that one play that got them over the hump. And that one play that got them over the hump got them to the NFC Championship game. That's the same thing I saw with I'm not gonna say New England. New England beat the brakes out of Houston, Texas. Houston, number one defense, supposedly did not show up to play. C.J. Stroud played like hot garbage. And the thing is, the blame on him. They're not trying to blame him. He trying to take all the blame to it's my fault. Man, it's two games you played like pond. You swam in pond one. And you just like you threw the game, and you didn't want the game to you didn't want your team to succeed. And if you watch the game, the other team really was not doing anything to endanger you guys from losing the game. Y'all was winning the game. Y'all had the momentum, and your turnovers killed your chances of winning. And then New England just took advantage of that and just went to town on you. And then here comes the Broncos when they played. Matter of fact, we played the Bills. It was a great game to a certain degree, to a certain extent. And then you saw the controversy, you see what they went through. But overall, New England has a defense that, it is scary. It is championship and it is championship worthy. But other than that, the officiating calls in these games are deciding big factors and moments in these football games that if you're gonna let them play, don't call nothing then big time moments like pass interference. If the game is close, it's close, and you got to call a pass interference just to break the tie, then that's not fair. That's not fair. And so if you just the officiating got to get better. Now here comes the Super Bowl, and here comes the New England Patriots. Here comes Seattle Seahawks. Congratulations to both of these teams. Congratulations and all that jazz. But at the same time, people, at the same time, I just want to say this to people. You know, when you watch the game and just see for yourself what they do. And it's hard to do a podcast when your mouse is not working. But we're gonna get to work. Oh my God, we're gonna get to work. But at the same time, what do you think about the game? Leave your comments about below if you think the game is rigged. Because I really think the game is rigged. I think it's highly, highly rigged. And not certain plays you can't rig, some plays you can't pick up. However, when you get to a point where you see this the whole time of every game and it leads to a downhill of the game, first half the game is there are tenacious and ferocious first half. Then second half they duds. What they use all the energy first half, and second half they just tired. They don't want to play no more. And if you see that type of momentum shift, oh, they got the momentum. They got the momentum. They doing this. They doing that. They coming back. No, I understand adjustments, but there's no adjustment in the game for a team to just come back and just dominate another team and just win the game like that. Unless the other team just completely gave up or it was stays that way. Just can put that out there. So the Broncos got what they got. New England won, and it's fair and square. Now let's go to the NFC Championship game with the Rams and the Seahawks. The Ram and the Seahawks. I watched that game as well. That game was entertaining to a certain degree until the defense just stopped playing on both sides of the teams. Nakua, the young man is man. He got a bright future in the NFL. If you stay healthy, you don't get hurt, and he keeps catching that ball and running and making plays the way he's making plays. The Rams got a potent weapon going forward. Devontae Adams, whew, man, my heart goes out to you, brother. My hearts go out to you, man. Oh man, it goes out to you, brother. I do. I really do. Do. Not do do, but I really do. My heart goes out to you. You're 0-5 in conference championships, brother. Since Green Bay and beyond, you're 0-5. And just want to say this, bro. It's just gonna take time, man. You got the team. Don't give up. You got a quarterback. Don't give up. Don't give up. Don't give up. At least you got there, man. At least you got there. At least you got there. And what I want to do is just let you know, man, is this is something that 0-5, brother. But I think next year's going to be your year because I think the Rams are going to come back if Matthew Stafford stays, which I believe he is, because he's not going to end on this type of note. Because you have a team that is great enough, strong enough to get back to the NFC Championship game, and you got a team that has the pieces. You have the offensive firepower, and you have the defensive firepower to get back to the NFC Championship game and win a Super Bowl. I'm not saying necessarily that next year is your time to win the Super Bowl, Matthew Stafford. But the way y'all played this season, you could tell y'all was winding down because Carolina beat y'all down in the playoffs, and then you went against Chicago and beat you down a little bit, but you won that game, barely beat the Panthers, and then you came to Seattle, which is your division foe, your rival, and y'all know each other well. And regardless, Seattle has some hurt people on their side as well. You had some injured people on your side, but it was an even match because Devontae Adams didn't play last time y'all played. He was there, and now that he was there, it was a decent game. I enjoyed the game, but defense was like nowhere to be found in that game. Defense was like, where are you? And then here comes the officiating one more time. The calls was not properly called. Holding got some calls and some penalties, but it's some of the calls was missed. Face mask was missed. False starts was missed. Delay of games was missed. All to help the teams, I guess, and the ratings go up on the network for people to keep watching. So that's what I'm saying. So the Rams was running down. I saw that coming. I was wrong because I said that the NFL and the powers that be wanted a California-based team, basically West Coast team, which Seattle's still a West Coast team, but California-based team to represent their home stadium, their hometown, in the Super Bowl, and that is no longer the case here because all the California-based teams, LA Chargers, LA Rams, and San Francisco 49ers, was all defeated in the playoffs. So Seattle's going to represent NFC, and then you got the Patriots going to represent the AFC. So the thing is, I do propose this. Hear me out, guys. Let me know what you think on the comments below, because there's nobody on with speaking any type of messages right now. So I guess they will get here. But my thing is right here, and this is my thing, is I propose that this is what I propose. Wait a minute. This is what I propose. Is it she? Oh, okay. It's going to be better next time around. Oh, well, it is. It is. If you refer to the Panthers or you refer to the Rams, or it's going to be better for next season because the Rams got a team that's already built. Rams got a team that's ready for Super Bowl. They just got to keep the pieces together, keep the pieces intact, and don't allow them to break up. Or let's get new additions from the draft and draft and just gel the team back together and sew up the defense and get back to work. If Matthew Stafford stays, then guess what? Next year will be the year if that team and Devontae Adams and Nakua, all these guys continue to gel the way they gel this year, and find a way for the second half of the season in the postseason to get some energy to go forth. If they had more energy against Seattle, they probably would have won. But Seattle had a game plan, and Seattle executed a game plan, regardless of no call was being called against them that much in the game. The officiating did not see certain calls and pass interference holdings, but they got some pass interference holdings. But they're near and day. But the thing is, yeah, I really do think that the Rams will be back in the dance, back in the NFC Championship game next year. I don't see no other team that's going to be better than them if the core stack stays together. Seattle, see Sam Donald. See Sam Donald. I watched him from the Jets to Carolina to the 49ers, then to the Vikings, then to Seattle. I watched his journey from the draft all the way to where he's at now. Not saying that he's one of my favorite quarterbacks, but I like him. I knew he was good in college, and so now seeing him and manifest into this quarterback, this championship breed quarterback, I already knew he was good. The Jets had their future franchise quarterback, but he just had some bad years and bad coaching and bad mentorship with the Jets. Now that for 5 teams later, he's going to the Super Bowl. Second trip to the Super Bowl because he went to the Super Bowl with the 49ers. So they lost. Now he got opportunity to win a Super Bowl with his team that he got in Seattle. And now he could be a championship caliber Super Bowl winning quarterback, could be MVP of the Super Bowl. And guess what? Of the same class, 2018, Lamar Jackson, I think Josh Rosen, I think that's how say his name. Then you got Josh Allen, and then you have Sam Donald. Guess what? He's in the Super Bowl twice. He's been there twice. Allen has not been there at all. Lamar Jackson has not been there at all. And then the other guy, I don't think he's still playing. I don't think he's playing at all. But excuse me for a sec. So I don't know where he's at. But, now you got Sam Donald been there twice. Backup, Brock Purdy. Now he's starting the Super Bowl. So it's exciting for me. I'm kind of rooting for Sam because I've seen his journey, even with Carolina. Once you get the Carolina uniform on, man, I'm going to follow you, man. Because that means that you're a Panther, then you're a Seahawk. So guess what? Since you was a Panther first, I keep track of those that you wore the Panther uniform because you did help the team in capacity some kind of way. Matt Rule was kryptonite to y'all, but back to you, Sam Donald. Congratulations. I really think that Sam Donald, he deserved it, and we're gonna give you a round of applause, Sam. You deserve it, Sam. You deserve it. Because I'm going to tell you right now, because this is a coming out party for you, brother. If you win the chip, you win this chip this year. You win the chip for the Seattle. You win the chip. Guess what? You're in the conversation now of the, I'm not going to say elite quarterbacks, but you're going to be in the top 10 conversations of the quarterbacks. Well, you've been in for 5 seasons, 6 seasons already. Conversations now will be talked about Sam Donald, Super Bowl champion, and the way that you're played and oblique injury, all that stuff. Sam, like I said, I'm rooting for you. And another note, I am happy for New England. I am happy for New England because it's history to me. And you're like, why is history? This is why it's history. You got Drake May, and Drake May is the youngest quarterback since Dan Marino to be in the Super Bowl, to play in the Super Bowl. And then you take the Patriots, the New England Patriots, to the Super Bowl without being number 12, Tom Brady, and Bill Belichick. Mike Verbal and Drake May and Josh McDaniels, he is of old, but he took that team. Their coaching is always the coaching. They took that team, Bill Belichick pedigree. However, former players and all that, and they're once again the Super Bowl. So if they win, history is on their side too as well. This is a rematch with Seattle, and I say the rematch, not the same quarterbacks that play Russell Wilson and Tom Brady, but it's the same teams in like a rematch. Saying 11 years ago, now 11 years later, It's like a Super Bowl rematch. It's like the Patriots want to win or say they want revenge. But however, it's great to see this. And so you got Sam Donald, you got Drake May, and now we're gonna see the strategy, the chess, this the cat and mouse play they're gonna play with each other during this game because the way that the Seattle plays, man, Seattle been a powerhouse, man, since week 4. I think week 4 is when they start showing their muscle in the league and this season. I keep saying I'm a lot, but Seattle was strong. Seattle had poise, and Seattle showed you that they was not playing around. Every week you saw Seattle. I don't care what the weeks, their schedule was. The strength of schedule was weak. Third is fourth, fifth week schedule, or harder schedule. I don't care about that. They're in the Super Bowl. They're in the Super Bowl with fantastic quarterback play, wide receivers, offensive line, defensive line, special teams, and I really do say this though some of the stuff from yesterday, even with the young man, I forgot his name, from the Rams that dropped that ball. When he dropped the ball, it was suspect how he did it. Regardless, like I said, it's everything. Yeah, well, let's get back on Sam Donald. Sam Donald did his thing, and I appreciate Sam Donald for doing his thing. And at the same time, Sam Donald always, showing himself, hey, he said this is his quote. He said, you always get a chance to get better. The NFL will allow you to get better. Longer you play, the more you get opportunities to get better. And he's getting better. He has gotten better. And I just want to say this to Sam, man, you stay up, man. You stay up because this is the matchup that people want to see and now they got it. You got the Seattle Seahawks, and you got New England Patriots, and that's fun. It's fun because when you really look at it and you see that New England and the historic accomplishments this franchise has put in for the game of football, even when Tom Brady and Belichick was there, they've been there already before they even came on the team. So you can't say that they've never been to Super Bowl. They're the most visiting Super Bowl team in NFL history. I think with 12 appearances. And so, but if they win, if New England win, they'll be the first team with 7 trophies. 7 trophies for the franchise. I think Pittsburgh is tied with one other team. Let somebody let me know who's Pittsburgh tied with for the most trophies. Pittsburgh got 6. It's another team they're tied with. It's right on the tip of my tongue. But the thing is, oh, it's Patriots. But the thing is, Patriots win this. They got 7 without Tom Brady, without Belichick. And then you have a new sheriff in town. You have Drake May. Mac Jones used to be number 10. Now Drake May is number 10. Second year in the league. Youngest quarterbacks since Dan Marino to reach the Super Bowl, people. Now they got a chance to put his name in lights, put his name in immortality, man, in sports mortality, that is. Not like he's Jesus or nothing. But that's the whole point. And so that's why I'm grateful for history making because I'm a history guy. I love things that connects with history, and history's in the making. Now they keep messing up history. Come out, Mike Verbo would be the first coach and player to play for the same team to win the Super Bowl and appear in the Super Bowl and winning chips with the team as a coach and player. He's not the first. He's not the first. Now, Mike Ditka, Chicago Bears, 1973. He won as a player. Then 1985, he won as a coach. But I think the merger of the Super Bowl didn't merge yet during that time. However, that's what they have to change that. You know what I'm saying? So they have to really understand what they're saying when they put that stuff out there. He's about to make history. He's not making history. He's not going to make history. He's going to be the second one. He's going to be the second person. The second person, guys, not the first. Okay, they made a mistake. Said it yesterday. I really want to clear that up. But I do want to see Drake May's accomplishment for 2025. Look at that, people. Look at it. Look at it. 4,394, 400, excuse me. I can't even hardly read my own thing. Look at the passing yards. I'm going to put it like that. Passing yards, touchdown, interception to ratio. Look what this young man has done this season. This is his stats. This is what he has accomplished. This is why the team has got him and why he has the team in the Super Bowl and why they got confidence in him as a quarterback. So this young man could defy history, make history in the Super Bowl. All I want in the Super Bowl, because these teams have never played this season, they didn't play this season. All I want in the Super Bowl is for a good, clean game. That the officiating is going to be clean. They're going to call this game the way it's supposed to be called and not interfere with the big moments of this game to cost the team the game or either our teams the game. I'm looking forward to this matchup because I think that each team is evenly matched on certain levels. I really think that New England has a run. I'm not calling people beasts and monsters. They had a two-headed running game, potent running game with two running backs. Stevens, I think Stevens. I forgot the other guy's name, but that running game is potent when they get going. And then Seattle got an awesome running game with Walker and what's the other guy? I forgot the other game, 25. But they're evenly matched on paper. But we'll see how they go out and play in the Super Bowl. But Super Bowl's only 2 weeks away, and excuse me, brother. Guys willing, we if we live to see it, hope we get to see it. But however, I just think that this is going to be a great Super Bowl. And once again, what the bottom line to me is the officiating. I can't stand when officiating is deciding the game or the games. In this game, hope the officiating they get a crew that has never did before and they know what they're doing. Because most of the experienced crews they had this season have been messing up badly, very badly. Well, I mean, epic bad. And so here we go, Super Bowl, California, and here we go. People are going to be there. A lot of people are going to be tuning in on TV. A lot of people are going to be gathering together to watch together. You're going to have fanatics, you got our fans, casual fans, and then just people that love football. Or people that just don't care. They're just going to be there because somebody else is watching. However, officials, NFL referees, please don't mess this game up. If you see a call, call it. It's great to see calls here and there. If you're going to let them play cleanly and you stay out the way. A call that you should have called, don't sit there trying to throw a flag 15 minutes later and then cost the other team a big time play, push them back a few yards because you got the play wrong or you didn't call the play in time or you had to review it to call the flag. It's stupid. And I just think right now you stay out the way, let these teams go, let both teams play. Let these teams play. Let them play. It's Super Bowl, championship. We already got the halftime, and with Bad Bunny, big what's his name? Uh, I don't whatever the halftime performer, talking about wearing a dress, So that's I don't even watch the halftime anyway. So that's another controversial topic. Let me drink some water real quick, people. But what I'm saying is, we're not trying to discriminate, Bad Bunny or whatever his name is. It's just we're talking about sports here, and man, he's coming out with a dress and halftime during the Super Bowl. Nobody wants to see stuff like that. We just do a performance, get out the way, so we get back to the game. This is the biggest game of the year. This championship is everybody gonna be in championship mode. All the fans gonna be there. Hardcore fans gonna be there, and we don't need stupid stuff to alienate the audience because people gonna turn that watches the halftime show or faithful to the halftime show Super Bowl. They're gonna turn it. They're not gonna watch it if it's not interesting anyway. It's not because Bad Bunny's there. It's not because he's not an entertaining guy. Because I don't listen to his music, but I just like his comedy and Saturday Night Live and some of the movies he played in. But other than that, you know, I just want to watch the game, the game going, the entertainment factor. I don't really stand the politics about it. However, it's there. And so once the halftime show is over, both teams are resting. Then once they clear the field, then let's get back to the game because this game gonna be about close to 4 to 5 hours with all entertainment, commercials. We just want to see a good game against the New England Patriots and Seattle Seahawks. That's all we want to see. Sam Donald, Drake May. That makes sense. We just want to see Two quarterbacks lead their teams and see how good they really are and can they get the chip. That's all we want to see, man. I don't want to see no foolishness. And then back to the officiating. The officiating, please get out the way. Stop deciding these games. I'm I said it before already in this segment. I'm gonna say it again. You're killing the sport. You're killing the sport when you get involved with stupid plays that you're not calling. Face mask here and there, got it. Need to be called because you're hurting the dude neck. You're grabbing his helmet. You're turning the helmet. Hit helmet to helmet. That was missed all weekend long, and they didn't call none of that. Even especially the Patriots in the Broncos game. It's okay. They probably couldn't see it while the snow coming down, but no, some of them could see those plays. But that's another topic. Even with the Rams, there's a lot of helmet to helmet contact. Never called anything. It's okay though. I'm not going to say that this is going to be the deciding factor for the game, but people are gambling. Money talks, man. Hey, turn it down. You're too good. Stop. Throw the game. Stuff like that. I guarantee you get calls. Stop what you're doing. We don't want you to do that. Let them get the ball. Let them get the 35-yard line. Then throw an interception. I don't know if that happened or not. You seen Any Given Sunday. You've seen those movies. The movies ain't lying. Oh, the Longest Yard with Adam Sandler told you everything, but nobody want to watch these movies and they think it's just entertainment. It's not entertainment. They're telling you the truth. They asked them, "Did you throw that game? Were you point spreading? You don't think it's point spreading in football or any sport? Here and there. Let's talk about the Super Bowl. It's sports talk. So gambling is what's corrupting this game, man. Gambling is what's destroying the integrity of the sport, every sport. And so we're gonna talk about it because do we think that the officiating is not betting on these games if they're corrupt? We don't know who's corrupt, who's not corrupt. We don't know what's scripted and what's not scripted. Some plays ain't scripted. I understand. Some hits ain't scripted, or some are because they call targeting. But at the same time, majority of the game is going to be played a certain way. They're going to say it's a blown coverage or blown play or terrible play. And why keep running the ball when the third down and 29 yards to go and you keep running the ball and instead of passing the ball because there's no urgency to win the game. It's third quarter. We can't do that stupid. We're going to do that stupid. We're just going to keep running stupid plays. People got to start asking questions like, why y'all keep doing these stupid plays, especially in the red zone? Why pass and you could run? If they can't stop the run, why are you passing on 5-yard line, 2-yard line, 7-yard line, 10-yard line? Why are you passing? It's stupid. 10-yard line, keep running. You got four downs. You are at the other end of the field. Run the ball. Run in the end, down the throat, tush push, whatever you got to do. Fake it, screen pass, whatever you got to do to get in the end zone. Got the running back, you got the fullback, use them. Tight end, use them. It's hard, it's not hard. You got plays for this. Red zone plays. I ain't talking about Madden. You got red zone plays for this. Y'all practice these plays. And then every time you see why people say it's scripted and rigged, when you're already on this 2-yard line and you constantly running in the middle and they stopping you. You're constantly running in the middle and not doing a halfback draw or doing a running. Why can't the quarterback just running in? Look how close they are in there. Because I guess it makes the game boring. Is it entertainment or is it a sport? So that's what I'm saying. Why can't you let these teams play? If a quarterback want to run in and win the game, let the legs of that quarterback win that game, just like it did. Because Drake May, if he had not run in to score that touchdown against Denver yesterday, the score would have been what 3-3 or something like that. But they did it. He threw a touchdown pass. He ran in. He got the score, and then here comes the field goal kickers missing the ball. Not their fault. It's the weather. So you can't really hate on that. So what is the game plan? How can you plan for this? What's your contingency plan for that? I don't know. I just know when stupid plays are played and you doing the same play over and over and over, you got to know is adding to something, to the script or something. Just keep running the play. You break. No, you third down and 15 yards away from the touchdown or from a first down, and you're gonna run. run and run? No, buddy. No. Pass the ball or run it yourself, Mr. Quarterback. Screenplay, pass it to the running back on a wing route, whatever you need to do. Stupid plays like that, or just throw a curl route in the middle or something, get the first down. But no, run, run, run. I understand if you got the lead and you're going to throw an interception, turn the ball over. I get it. You don't want to do stupid stuff. I get it. However, watching these games in the postseason, it's questionable, brother. It's questionable. Now the Rams and Seahawks game, no, defense was absent. There was no defense on both teams. Both teams were just there. Both teams was just there. Hey, you throw the ball, I throw the ball. No. Hey, I tell you what, you throw the ball, and then I'm going to throw the ball. No. You throw the ball, and I'm going to throw the ball. No. I tell you what, we're going to throw the ball. And we're going to throw the ball. I thought it was somebody using a comment. We're going to throw the ball, and we're going to do this. No, it's ridiculous. That game had no defense. Not saying no, the teams didn't have a defense. It was no defense play. And then the time that Seattle did stop the Rams, number 27, dumb move. I don't know if that was drilling or you were told to do that, but why would you go to the opposing team side and taunt them the way you taunt them? You stop them on fourth down and you taunt them to the point they went down there and got a touchdown. It could have got another touchdown to win the game. It was dumb. Stuff like that. Why get out of character in the wrong time that you haven't been out of character all year? That's what I'm saying, people. That's what I'm saying. This is real sports talk. That's what I'm saying. Watch these characteristics of these teams. They're frustrated. They get mad. Now they're yelling at each other. You ain't been doing it all year. Why are you doing it now? This is a championship game. Got to have the mindset of a champion. Yes, you're gonna make mistakes. You're gonna jump outside, stuff like that, or false starts, or hold a player once or twice. But you got to get back together and get the game won. And that's what Seattle did. Seattle was the better team yesterday against the Rams. Sam Donald did his thing, man. I am very, 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 very proud, golly proud of him, man. Because I think Sam Donald gonna understand one thing when it comes down to that. It's gonna show him that he has the juice. Cam Newton says game manager or game changer. Is he a game manager or is he a game changer? Sam Donald's a game changer. He did it last year with the Vikings. He did it again this year with Seattle. So Sam Donald is a game changer. He's a game changer. He's a game changer. Sam Donald's a game changer. He's not a game manager. He's a game changer. He's changed the game. His play. Oh, there's a rumor. I read this too as well with Sam Donald. He didn't practice all week. They said Sam did not practice all week. And then he came in the game last night, and showed off without practice. Iver Iverson, practice? Nobody go to practice? Practice? Yes, practice. He didn't practice at all. That's what they say. He didn't practice at all because he's a oblique injury. He didn't practice. I don't know what the injury is, broke ribs or something. I know a bruised rib. I don't know what it is, but he didn't practice at all. And he came in the game throwing 300, what? I think 356 yards. Let's see how many he threw. How much he threw. Because he threw, matter of fact, he's not going to show. But the thing is, he threw 342, I think 360 some yards with 3 touchdowns yesterday. And Matthew Stafford had a great game too as well. But he was getting sacked. Donald was getting sacked too. So you see, I'm mostly talking about the NFC side because it was a more exciting game. Because the Broncos and Patriots game was, yeah, it's boring. It was boring. It was a boring game. The weather has a big factor to it, and I thought we would have a great snow fight, but we only had a flag football game with the Patriots and Broncos. Not taking the win away from the Patriots. Not taking the win from the Patriots. I'm just going to say this how it was. Yeah, it was nothing exciting about that game besides snow falling. But the Patriots won. If Bo Nix was there, let's talk about these boys. If Bo Nix was the starting quarterback, did not get hurt, Broncos would have won that game hands down. I'm gonna tell you why. Because Bo Nix has the heart of a champion. He's nothing but the reincarnation of John Elway, but younger. He has an arm. He has awareness, and all season long underneath Sean Payton. Sean Payton know how to groom and make quarterbacks. Bo Nix, same thing with I think the same type of success story like Drake May. I think it's his third year with Bo Nix or something like that, and he turned things around. He got a team, the AFC Championship game. Got a team now. Well, could have been a Super Bowl if he played, but it's sad that he got hurt. However, it is what it is, brothers. Bottom line, have a better backup quarterback because Statham it was not the guy. You should went to third screen, see what he was going to do. Try somebody else. And the Patriots had to do trickery to try to get some yards. That didn't work on them. And then Broncos just they had a team. It's sad when you see a great team like the Broncos. I say great team because they were great this year. It was not a fluke. It was not a fluke. The Patriots was not a fluke. I did not see them getting past the first round though. I thought the Chargers, Justin Herbert, but Justin Herbert injured, and then he's going to go play in a playoff game. They should have played their backup. Call somebody else. Call somebody else. But no, you want to play your starters that can't really play. So he's playing hurt. So then I did not see the Patriots passing the Chargers. I thought the Chargers was better than the Patriots this year. That's my perspective. I thought the Chargers was better than the Patriots, but it was 0-0 playoffs. No, Patriots won big time. Here come the noise with Houston. I'm thinking Houston was going to ball out. C.J. Stroud back in the playoffs. Houston's always every year my sleeper team. And I'm thinking CJ's playing ball lights out. I'm gonna say balls out. Forgive me. Lights out. CJ's playing lights out. Down the second half of the stretch of the season, all the way to the playoffs. Playoffs? Playoffs? To the playoffs. And he was playing lights out. Then the wild card game, his first game back in the playoffs, he turned the ball over, but Houston is still dominant in the whole game. They shutting Pittsburgh down. And I'm like, he's turned the ball over, but the defense is still whooping Pittsburgh. They couldn't move the ball to save their life. I did pick Pittsburgh because Houston wasn't a good road team. But Houston, I just being real, I did pick Pittsburgh. A lot of my predictions I got wrong, so sue me. I'm not I don't tell the future. Anyway. The thing is, I don't pick gamble stuff like that. But the thing is, Pittsburgh, I thought had a better chance. Because when they beat Baltimore, I said, okay, to beat Baltimore, that's momentum going in. You beat, to me, one of the best teams in the league. And then here we go. You get to your home game in the playoffs against Houston with the one defense. Now, I think Pittsburgh going to ball out, man. No, Pittsburgh got pretty much shut down regardless. C.J. Stroud turnovers. And I'm thinking, okay, C.J. Stroud was just nervous. Here comes the second round. And here comes C.J. And I'm like, okay. And he's turned the ball over like it was pouring rain. And the officiating in that game was suspect too. But at the same time, whew, my sleeper hit team was a dud. And I said, oh man, so there's no Ravens in there. So now Houston was there and they disappointed me. And then here comes now, ain't no thumbs up. Then here comes the Patriots. And I did pick a good AFC matchup would be the Patriots and the Broncos. It was a good matchup. However, the weather played a big part that put a damper on that game. That makes sense. The weather was the 12th man. The weather just came in, and it's like God said, "No, we're not." The Father said, "You're not playing this game today," and they just defied him. And somehow the Broncos The Broncos got hit bad, man. Jesus, the Broncos just did not have it yesterday. Now the Patriots back in the Super Bowl, and then the Rams game. The Rams game was offensive dynamite, man. A little defense here and there, but not enough. It was absent on both teams. But the time they did stop, they did stupid stuff to keep the team moving forward. Man. Anyway, that's the recap. The games are played. We got the dust has settled. We got the two teams representing in the Super Bowl. What do you think? What do you think about the two teams? Do they represent well for their conference? Do you think the Patriots going to win a seventh chip for the franchise, or do you think that Seattle going to win their second chip for the? Well, yeah, going to win. Well, put it this way: in this Super Bowl era, if they ever been before, is Seattle going to win the chip? Is Sam Darnold going to be a Super Bowl champion, or is Drake May going to be the youngest Super Bowl champion? I just say, who am I rooting for? I am. Whoever wins, I don't. It's not going to bother me because none of my teams, and I don't support none of them. However, I am a supporter of Sam Darnold, and I like what Sam Darnold is doing and what I've seen his journey. I've seen what he's been through, so I'm kind of rooting for him. I'm rooting for him, and his ex-Panther as well. 49er, just name it. I root for him and seeing what the maturity factor on Sam and how he matured teams and the team built around him. Because the Vikings was stupid to let him go. They were dumb. They were real dumb to let him go. But hey, he went to division, a conference, the NFC West, and it was easier over there. And now he's in the Super Bowl. So I'm rooting for Sam. Drake May, second year. Young man is doing his thing underneath the tutorage and mentorship of a Mike Variable and Sean McDaniels. And Sean McDaniels was a head coach multiple times, but he didn't cut as a head coach, but offensive coordinator, he's amazing at it. And you could tell. So they're going to be no snow this time around. Hope not. Down in California. And the stadium they're going through the temperature might be ideal for both teams to run amok. But I just say this, they better have a game plan and they better come out swinging because we want a good Super Bowl. We don't want no dead of a Super Bowl. We don't want a rehash of a Super Bowl. We want a Super Bowl with two teams that have not played, and that's what I like. When two teams have not played at all the whole entire year, and they meet in the Super Bowl, especially the rankings. Now, you got number one versus number two. So that's basically what you're saying. Seattle, number one team in the league versus number two team in the league. Different conferences, but that's what the rankings are saying. Now, number one, number two is meeting up. So now they're meeting up. Let them play. Let them have their cake and eat it too. Because either way, whoever wins, I do pick Seattle. I do. I pick Seattle. I pick Seattle. But I do think the Patriots got a lot to prove on offense, but their defense is legit. Seattle defense is legit. Seattle offense is legit. The Patriots offense is legit. So we got two legit teams playing one another. What I'm saying and what I'm releasing to you guys at home watching, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and leave comments below, please. It helps us over here. The bottom line is, the bottom line is, the officials, the officiating, don't mess with the game. Let them play. Leave them alone. Let them play. If you don't call nothing all game. You got to be consistent. If you're not going to be consistent, don't call nothing. That is my gripe. That is my gripe for the game, the officiating, the officials. Don't talk to New York. Is this a play, turnover, whatever? No. If you're not consistent with the calls in the game, don't call nothing in the game, period. Let them play. Let them eat their cake. There. I got it off my chest. That's the bottom line. And no matter the teams, it's still officiating. The money's online. Who's betting on the teams, the point spread, all that. I rebuke all of it. But however, Please don't be the deciding factor if the game is neck and neck, tied, tight, defensive game, offensive game, fire, offensive going here and there. Please don't be the deciding factor of the outcome of the game of a bogus call and stupid rule that nobody ever heard in their whole life of watching football, especially from that crazy, crazy call from the Broncos and Bills game. I never heard it before in my life. A catch is a catch. If it's not a catch, it's an incomplete pass. Not an interception. Regardless, he took the ball. He was already down. Defender was on top of him. Should have been down by contact, incomplete pass, or a retry. Not an interception. That's hometown brewing right there. That's what I call officiating 101. All right, guys. Got 4 minutes left. Anyone got any questions about what I said? Leave your comments in the comments below. And I do thank you for tuning in. Those that have tuned in. I said that. Let me see here. That Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays, and then is the time that the show will be on. But with my schedule, work, and everything else, ministry and stuff like that, it's time to find time to get online and get the show in. But guess what? We're gonna get it done. We're gonna get it done. And I've been working on my auto, guys. I know my auto sounds off sometimes, and so I don't want that reverb. There's a lot of reverb in my studio, and I don't have the cushions on the wall, the padding yet. But I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna get there. But you let me know on the comments below if my auto was better this time around, and so I can improve it more and more and more each time I get on. Because every time I get on a show, do a segment, parts of my equipment don't want to act right. Like my mouse working all day, fine. We've been practice running, testing the auto, testing out everything about the equipment. Then finally the show go live. Guess what? Mouse don't want to work. I've been turning off and on, off and on. See if the battery's on. It's on. It's on right now. It's on right now, and it's not moving. But other than that, uh, that's who we are. We're the Bottom Line Podcast, and the bottom line, officiating officials call consistency calls in the game. The bottom line is, if you're not going to be consistent in the game, calling plays, the fouls and stuff like that, penalties, don't call them all. That's the bottom line. Get out the way. Let them play. The bottom line is let them play. That's it. Let them play. All right, guys. We have a minute and some change left. Anybody got any questions? Let me talk to me, man. Talk to me. Say something. Say something. Somebody leave something in the comment. But guys, I appreciate you if you support the channel, support everything we do. We just thank you. It's been years, almost 3 years since we've been on a daily basis, a weekly basis, and it's good for me to get back in the swing of things. And I do appreciate your time and those that's been took the time to watch. My mother, shout out to you, mwah! Shout outs to you and everything else. And I do appreciate you support me all the time. My mom and dad, and at the same time, birthday shout outs as well to my brother. Birthday shout outs to my niece that had her birthday. And then shout out to my daughter birthday that's coming on right now. Coming on this Friday, excuse me. So this, what you see on the screen, this is for you guys. First of all, I'm going to give that right there. There you go. Happy birthday to you guys and many more to come. In Jesus' name, amen. Enjoy your year, the best year of your lives, and celebrate your birthday the best way you can celebrate, okay? We love you guys here at the Bottom Line. JT, Akaya, Amari, have fun. And then all the, another special shout out. My son, Atreyu Henry, yes, 21st birthday, he had on the 16th of January. So same thing to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you all. All right, guys, that's my time. This has been the Bottom Line. God bless you. And y'all be safe, stay warm. And if you got to go to work like I do, drive safe. And please don't speed. The ice is real and the ice is out there. Peace.